Hi, welcome back to Can You Hear Me?
We're the Lion Gaia. We have a good time here.
This episode, we are less incoherent than usual, but the usual level of insane.
This was a very spontaneous episode, so enjoy. Comment down below, subscribe, give us a like. It really helps us out. Oh my god, we're YouTubers.
Hello? Hi. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Speaking of privilege though, you know what's super privileged? Being in your 20s. Because of course there's like that fear of aging and time and all that, but there's also that thing of, oh my god, 20-year-olds are so cool. Then when you're older than 20, everybody's, oh my god, my 20s were like, oh my god, so much happened in my 20s. Your 20s are a vibe.
Your 20s are a vibe, but also everybody has such a different vibe in their 20s. You have people who've had to work since they were like, I mean, you've worked since you were fresh out of high school. I feel like everybody has a different vibe. Some people start their lives at 19, some people live with their parents until they're in their late 20s just trying to figure things out. Then some people go on Too Hot to Handle and have intense relationships that everyone looks at in horror. I'm not saying anything about anybody. Naughty little possums.
Can we just say though that David was slept on? David is the only
Actually,
good thing.
David was slept on, but not slept with. So he followed the rules.
That moment where Rhonda was sitting with him and she was like, I really like you. I feel like a connection, and you cried while looking at me. You know how there's moments in your life where you're presented with a choice, which is you could just accelerate a lot of things and have a supreme boost in your journey and in your realizations. And that was Rhonda's moment.
Dude, David cried after he looked into her eyes and saw her for who she truly was. Like, I understand this is like a ridiculous show.
So sorry.
The lies that cat who's like but it was just like, I really like the growth part, and I feel like him standing there and seeing her for who she truly was, him knowing that his friend was really upset because he liked her, and taking that step back, David stand.
That's such an evolved approach to relationship. You always speak about it when you're discussing hypothetical scenarios with your friends where if I was super into this person, even though I knew you were into this person, what would you do? And you're like, of course I wouldn't stand in the way of that, because who am I to stand in the way of a genuine relationship and love and all that? But to actually see somebody follow through in reality, that was amazing.
No, he hadn't known Rhonda for really long, but you took that step back and you did that.
You know, the lesson we should take out of this is that truly there is someone for everyone.
Aww. And if you're happy, you're happy. Aww. We have so many opinions because we watched the whole thing. We're waiting to watch the reunion. We watched the entirety of Too Hot to Handle. We also watched Love is Blind. Shout out to Lauren and Cameron. Everyone wishes they were you.
It's so funny because we genuinely are these people who we are on social media, who like consume really interesting content and have opinions and all of that. But at the same time, we really love trashy reality TV.
Like, you can be as evolved as you want to be. Trashy reality TV comes along and you're like, might just watch though.
Just kind of want to see human folly. You know what it is? You're in ancient Greece and you just kind of want to go to the agora and see Pleiades get beat down on. That's the energy.
Brad from the BA Test Kitchen says, I am a jar 2/3 full kind of guy. He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. And I really appreciate that about him, and I relate to that on a daily basis. I look at journal entries from when I was 17 and I'm always like, I know this and I know this and I'm always gonna feel like this and I'm always gonna be in love with this person or have these beliefs or feel like this about something my mom said. And literally 2 years later I'm like, 17-year-old me was wrong. 17-year-old me was off her face. 19-year-old me is like, I am right. And 21-year-old me would read 19-year-old me's thing and be like,
You fool, what do you know?
But now I'm here at 23 and I'm like, I don't know, maybe they had a point, but I feel like they were probably wrong. And also I'm wrong right now. And also I have so much to learn, but I'm doing good and I'm trying my best.
Also, just to accept the fact that, is it even that you're wrong, or is it just that the experiences that you've had and the reality that you've lived has created these opinions and beliefs for you, and they won't apply to the next reality, and it's because it was what was needed for 19-year-old Gaia.
If I step out in the rain, I will straight up die. And 20-year-old me is like, we stepped out into the rain and we did not die. We lived to see another day.
I am giving off strong Lebowski vibes and not in a good way. I look like I've just hit something and I'm not here.
You look like a really giant, all-knowing bug right now. You're like Absalom. You learn. Bringing that back. You learn fans, tune in to this week's episode. I say in this week's episode. Midway through, I'm like, you learn. Have you tuned in yet? I clearly haven't learned.
But you know what? You're always learning.
And that's what your 20s are for. Bringing it right around. Bringing it right around. Justin Timberlake style. The pressure to do things when you're 20s.
When you're 20. Because of the way society works, because of self-imposed pressures, you're just like, I'm old and a failure.
And also, it's because of capitalism. Because you have to be earning money at this age, and if you're still learning and gaining knowledge and figuring yourself out, you're already marked a failure, which is crazy.
The whole perception of there are specific milestones that you have to meet by the time you are X age, it's so unbelievable because, again, like in everything in capitalism, it's a blanket rule that is meant to apply to everyone. And how is that even possible? You and I are best friends and have been for close to a decade. And there is nothing that is like, at this age, we both did. That's two people who are so proximate, who have had millions of shared experiences.
Nearly parallel lives, and still we were on entirely different timelines.
I feel like we just woke up today and we were like, I guess we gotta film something. Here you go.
We're going through it. I think another thing that's really interesting is the concept of past selves and if we carry them around. We're very coherent. Did I say a word right? Did I speak right? Revelatory? That word? Interesting to think about carrying your past selves around with you, standing on top of a past self instead of the babushka doll theory where it's just past selves within past selves within past selves. It's like a human totem pole. Is that problematic to say? I'm so young to get cancelled. Just like past selves standing on top of each other. And I feel like you have to work through the things that you gather as you grow, the issues and the preconceived notions of yourself. Otherwise, you're just gonna be like this giant, huge thing towering over everyone else, being like, I'm so high and mighty, I'm better than you. When instead, you're just not as grounded in a very literal sense. Look around you. If you feel like you don't understand,
if you feel like you're not able to connect with people, you're usually at one end or the other of the extremes. You're either somebody who is really stuck way up on their totem pole and you're surrounded by people who aren't. Alternatively, you're somebody who's been like, wait a second, I don't want to be up here. And you've jumped down and you've looked around and you've realized that you're just surrounded by totem poles and you're interacting with people who haven't changed.
don't you all come here for the comedy and not the thoughts? Thank you for showing up. Also sorry. You're 22 and I've just turned 23 and we're so young and we have so much to learn and it's so exciting. In this time that I've had not doing uni and being home, what have we been doing? Learning languages, taking classes, working on ourselves, having revelations almost nightly. Is that too much? How many revelations is too many revelations?
Comment down below. What's the cap on revelations?
Am I ascending too quickly?
Oh my god, I got it. Revelations, no cap.
Damn.
See, I get it. I get the youth.
Congrats. To all those of you who just immediately unsubscribe. You know, it's like I walk around and I say whoops a daisy and the bee's knees and I feel like a grandma because I carry caramels in my purse. Perhaps I'm not as young as I want to seem. And then I talk to you. Anyway, that's it for this week.
Hope you enjoyed it or at least made it through and you've reached here. In which case, thank you. And also, what should they do to now?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave recommendations for how the lie should truly get past these hurdles that she's clearly facing. One like equals one prayer.